Hello everyone, I'm Willie. Today, I will talk about should prostitution be legal. As we all know that, law is the most powerful tool for maintaining the stability and development of the country. And it is also a tool for protecting the rights and interests of the people. So, for sex workers, should their right and interest be protected by law? What do you think? Do you agree with that prostitution should be legalized? Think about it. Well, in our world, most countries have sex workers, and most of them are poor, forced to engage in prostitution. Therefore, most sex workers are pathetic. But no law can stop prostitution, since we can't cancel sex work. Why can't we use the scientific methods and legal tools to protect sex workers and prostitution for their formal development? So, in my opinion, prostitution should be legal. After legalization of the prostitution, the direct impact is that the rights and the interests of the sex workers are protected, and there are other benefits that have a positive impact on sex workers' health and safety. In addition, it can promote economic prosperity and increase the government revenue. So next, let me explain these 3 points. First of all, once the prostitution is legalized, the benefit to sex workers are greatest. Before the legalization of the prostitution, sex workers are sneaky without legal protection and were not physically free like slaves. But when prostitution is legalized, sex workers and other professional workers are equal. Their personal safety and their rights are protected by law, just like ordinary people. In addition, the interests of some underage girls were also protected. Moreover, in the Netherlands, we all know that the famous legalization of the prostitution is the Netherlands. Prostitution is taken out of the black market in this country, and strict regulations are enforced. And the most important is that brothels must be licensed to operate, which means that sex work has not only become more formal, but also regarded by the government and the police. This eliminated the prostitution on the black market, thereby give sex workers the right of the ordinary people. Secondly, the sex workers have their own right, protected by law. Legally, human trafficking and transportation will be refused. And in 2001, Germany legalized sex workers. Over the next 10 years, gender-based human trafficking in the country had decreased by 10%. Because prostitution becomes a profession under the law, it will be regulated by the government and the police. As the sexual workers can protect through legal means, human trafficking is reduced. So, legalization of the prostitution provides the good personal rights and interests for sex workers and the society. At the same time, this also has an impact on their personal safety and health. Everyone knows that sexual assault, forced drug use, and physical abuse are common in the prostitution. However, these have seriously violated the personal safety of the sexual workers and allowed them to suffer mental and physical harm. Even sex workers are free to call the police to protect them when they are abused because prostitution is illegal. But after sex workers are protected by law, their relationship with the police is no longer a relationship with the mouse and cat, but a protection relationship. For example, a brothel in Nevada, where the prostitution is illegal. The parallel, a part-time prostitute with a PhD, said that if there is out of control behavior, there is an emergency call in the brothel. They will ensure their safety, give them the right to report to the police, and prevent their silence or harm them. Well, avoiding violent violence, it also reduces the infection of sexual transmitted disease. In some places, because they are not controlled by law, some silent do not wear protection measures when performing sexual action in order to satisfy themselves. This undoubtedly increases the risk of the infection disease. But when prostitution is legal, sex workers will be protected, reducing the chance of the getting risk. It's just like the company take its employee to do a physical examination every year. And the brothel also requires sex workers to do the go to the hotel for medical examination regularly to ensure that they are all healthy. Last but not least, the legalization of the prostitution is the virtuous circle for society and help society get better and better. First, due to the legalization of the prostitution, the government can collect tax through this industry. In Las Vegas, for example, about 25 million tax are earned each year from legal prostitution. The government can then use money to improve the local infrastructure and maintain the law and order. Because of the legalization of the prostitution, some police officers do not have to worry about finding sex at all the time. They have more time to do other things. This will not only reduce pressure on the police and government, but also have a positive impact on the government and the society. All in all, I think prostitution should be legalized because it can not only protect the rights and interests of the sex workers, but also protect their personal safety and prevent some people from being forced into prostitution. In addition, it can promote society development and reduce pressure on the government and the police. There's a saying that existing is reasonable. And the parallel said, as long as there is a man, there must be a need for sex. This means that as long as prostitution is legal, the rights and the sex workers cannot be maintained, and the problems such as abuse, sexual assault, human trafficking, and the spread of sexual disease will occur. Since we cannot cancel prostitution, why can't we legally protect the right to these sex jobs and regulate it? Less poor workers have the same rights as the workers in other professions. This is references that I used. Thank you for listening.